Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode here of Cookies Enabled. Today, we are going to discuss finding new places in your city using a quantum number generator known as Randonautica. Now, this is an app that you can download onto your phone, either Android or iPhone, and allows you to find new areas in your city and/or new adventures that could be right around the corner. So stick around and let's learn something new together. Okay, so where do we begin with the Randonautica app? Now, if this sounds familiar, it's probably because I did a previous episode, as I'll post here in the corner, about geocaching, which does use global positioning systems or GPS and points on maps for you to find treasures that are actually hidden at those coordinates, or sometimes they bring you to that coordinate and then you got to solve a puzzle to figure out the next coordinates to where the treasure is hidden. So that's geocaching. This is not geocaching. This is supposed to be kind of opening your eyes to your surroundings, kind of getting a better, maybe you're finding a whole new route to work, or you're seeing whole new quadrants of your city you didn't know existed. That's kind of what Randonautica is supposed to do. And I'm going to definitely illustrate some of these as well for you. So again, let me bring up the website here, and this will explain a little bit better as to what's going on with the thing. So here's their website. It says they've changed their logo. They used to have this crooked looking owl. Now their logo is a pinpoint, which makes more sense with an owl on it, which is kind of weird because geocaching also uses an owl. So I'm not sure if they're trying to kind of hint to that. But anyway, it says Randonautica is the world's first and only quantumly generated create your own adventure app. And that, again, is kind of misleading because it makes it sound like there's already pre-planned adventures, goals for you to achieve in the real world, but that's actually not what's happening. Again, so let's keep reading. It says explore the world you never knew existed. Now this map here, this circle that you're looking at, is actually a quantum generated map that is again full of different pinpoints around the globe, and that's actually what it's using. It's using some kind of quantum generator like that example given to give you your quantum points. So I'm going to jump pages here to break it down a little better. So you have three ways you can search. You open your app, it'll find your location for you, and then you select a search radius. Do you want it 1 mile, 10 miles, 100 miles from where you are? So you select how wide you want your search radius, and then you select one of the three: an attractor, a void, or a power. And you can actually select blind spots as well now. That was a little trick back in the day on the older app. Now you can just click it. So you actually have four options there, and each one's a little different. Obviously, attractors are supposed to be dense clusters of points like we saw on that map. Voids are empty clusters or clusters that are low density. And then power points are supposed to provide you with the highest amount of power, more, it says, anomalous than an attractor or a void. So it's somehow a little bit of both. And a blind spot is just a completely randomly generated point. So I tried pretty much all of these and had a little success with the power one, I guess you should say. But again, if you could even call it success. So I'm going to break down my adventure with Randonautica here in a second, and that'll really help explain kind of how this works. Okay, so when I started doing Randonautica, I had already seen several kind of crazy adventures people had posted on YouTube, and was a little nervous. So I did tell a friend that she wasn't able to come along with me that day, but she knew that I was going to be going out and doing these adventures, and that if I don't show up at a certain time, that they should probably be concerned. So I did have a safeguard in place. My phone battery was completely charged and ready to go as well. And I brought my computer tablet back up in case I needed a bigger screen or to see a bigger map or better GPS or any of those options. Kind of like I do with geocaching. With geocaching, I always have my backpack with a bunch of random tools in it, flashlight, raincoat, pen, pencil, all these random things you might need on your adventure. You never know exactly what you're going to come across. Usually bug sprays in there too. So these are things you're going to want to have with Randonautica as well, because it's going to take you outside your comfort zone. That's really the whole idea of the app, is to I'm really, what I'm guessing is that it scans your phone to see where you normally go, and then it finds points outside of your normal routine to take you. And I'm only guessing there, but it does pull your cookie file, so I really wouldn't be too surprised. If you don't know what I'm talking about cookie file wise, check the episode here and explaining cookies. That'll break that all down for you and what's going on there. But the first 3 times I had it generate points within a 5-mile radius of my house, and it was bringing me to people's neighborhoods, like points on a map of someone's house. So I posted that over here. I am not about to try to drive over to someone's house I don't know and then trespass on their property, which if you look back at the website, it specifically says on their website, do not trespass. And so I find that ironic that it says don't trespass, and then the first 3 times I tried to find a place to go, it's pinpointing in the middle of someone's house. It wants me to go to this house, and it's not abandoned, like somebody lives there. So obviously I had to just kind of scrap those. I couldn't use those. And again, I'm going to show those images over here on the side of the screen for you guys. So then I tried a blind spot, which again is a void of spaces or a random generated spot. And that actually did bring me to an interesting pinpoint, but I had no way of getting to where the pinpoint was on the map. There's like this dense little forest, and you can kind of see through the trees on Google Earth that there's like a house or a shed or some building hidden in those trees back there. But you have a factory on one side, and then you have a whole neighborhood of houses surrounding the other side. So there was no way for me to get in there without, again, trespassing or breaking the law. And I was not comfortable doing that because, again, I don't know what I'm going to find back there. So explaining how I got there is a little tricky, and I didn't want to go through all of that. So again, my 7th time, I was able to find a random generated spot within 2 miles of where I was while I was doing laundry, and it brought me out to this location. I used my phone to record what I did, and you'll see that here. If the sound clips out a little bit, it's because I'm switching cameras. I didn't realize it was cutting me off, so I'm really sorry about that. But let's watch that clip really quick, and I'll jump back and explain a little more. Today I am trying Randonautica, which is a lot like geocaching. It's already brought me to a location. I'm going to have to do some explaining here early before this video is shown. So I've already gotten to my location here, and so far I haven't found anything that I'm supposed to be looking for necessarily. Let me show you what. So I'm actually at a church. Here's a big field. There's the church, parking lot, a lot of neighborhoods and random stuff around here. But there's really nothing going on here that looks weird. Now, of course, the marker is way over here by people's houses and stuff. And again, it says don't trespass. So I'm doing the best I can not to trespass. It's technically private property, but it's open to the public when they're not open, and they're not open. So here I am. So I'm pretty much walking along this. There's just a lot of trash and crap over here. There's nothing over here that seems like it's out of place or shouldn't be here. Again, this is what I'm looking at. And as you can tell, there's really not really that exciting. I don't see what is so exciting about this whole Randonautica thing. Tractor, so it's supposed to be a lot of action and attention and stuff going on over here. Now, other than there's just a giant mirror, which is kind of weird, this almost makes me think that this has got to be some kind of burial ground because it's square, which is odd. Or some kind of dirt mound for when they built the church, maybe? I don't know. But again, this is like the 6th or 7th time I've had this Randonautica app, official from the coder, original. And it's just bringing me to people's houses in random spots like this. I'm not getting anywhere or doing anything exciting, unfortunately. This is way more boring than geocaching. So I'm going to break down some myths here after this, and hopefully we can make some sense of this Randonautica stuff. Well, hopefully you enjoyed the little video of me going out. I know it's super short, and I did not find anything that time at all. As you could tell, there was just some trash. Now, the pinpoint was on the other side of the fence. Again, I would have had to drive all the way around to that neighborhood and then trespass through someone's yard to get to the exact point on the map. And yes, you are supposed to kind of search around that area, I think within about 100 feet of that pinpoint. which I was kind of able to do a good maybe 180 radius of that area. But again, it was just a giant church parking lot. There really wasn't anything to find other than that giant square mound. Was honestly a little odd. It seemed like something weird there, but there was nothing to find. And again, it's not like geocaching, but in some cases, in some other videos you'll see on YouTube, people have found some crazy things on their trips to do Randonautica or at the pinpoint that it brought them to. And I never had anything like that, other than it trying to bring me into somebody's house that I don't know, or break through somebody's yard to get to some weird pinpoint on a map. I don't feel comfortable doing that. And with geocaching, you don't normally have to worry so much. If you're going to have to break through somebody's yard to get to a geocache, that person knows about the geocache and has allowed those people to trespass. Like, that's part of the game. I'm struggling with this app. I think this is really just a money grabber. And if you look at the reviews on both the Android Marketplace, it gets a 3.3, which is really low. Normally, I will not install an app unless it has 4 or more stars, because there's usually something wrong with it if it's 3 or less. And it's actually worse on the iPhone market. The Apple Marketplace has it at a 3.1. It somehow gets a lower score. And if you read these reviews, which I'll post some in the corner here, people are saying the same thing. It's just bringing me to random people's properties, or I got in trouble for trying to do something, or it's trying to charge me a bunch of money to go do something fun and adventurous, apparently. This is not fun. This sounds like a big scam and a way for another company to just track your location and then sell that data off to someone else. And I really think that's actually what's going on here. I think behind the scenes, these companies are really using a quantum random generator to throw random points at a map and deliver those to people. That is true. That is happening. I think that is correct. But then I think that the information that they're taking from that, they are selling to other companies. How many people went to this location? Is this, maybe you should put your business here, or you should sell that there, or, this just doesn't seem like it's not like geocaching where you have a reward for every time you go out. If you find that geocache, that's your reward, and sometimes you don't find it and it's still rewarding because it was fun. Like they said, it's the trip of getting to the point. And I guess I kind of get that because it was fun going out to this random church and it was really quiet and peaceful out there. I kept an open mind the whole time, but I didn't find anything. There wasn't even other people around for me to talk to or communicate with or experience, and that's kind of what the website jars at, is that you're supposed to be exploring your community and finding new connections that you didn't know existed. And I have yet to experience any of that. So the reason why I'm labeling this video part 1 is that I'm going to continue to Randonautica and randonaut throughout the summer. I'm going to try and do this app multiple times. I've also explained it to Andrew, and he lives about 200 miles north of me. So I'm imagining he's going to get a completely different slew of results as well. So I'm excited to see how his results different than what I've experienced so far. And we're going to compare our results. We're going to really crunch the numbers here, since this Randonautica app is just really, in some cases, people are finding bodies in suitcases and, random ghosts and paranormal activity and stuff. And again, that was back when the app allowed you to type in your intention. If you typed in the word body, or if you typed in bloody or ghost or something, then it would bring you to these locations. You don't get the option to do that anymore. As far as I can tell, there's no way to manually enter your intent into the app and then have it generate. It just guesses now. And I think that's why I'm getting these random markers on a map, because that's pretty much all it is now. Just a glorified location generator. So I'm really sorry to burst everybody's bubble. I was hoping this was going to be like a super fun adventure app like Pokemon Go or geocaching, but it's neither. It's none of that. This is, again, if you've maybe just moved to a new location and you want to go try and find new areas and explore like that hillside over there or something, then Randonautica will definitely help with that. And maybe you'll find something exciting along the way, and that is great. But I, unfortunately, was not lucky enough to have really anything exciting happen to me, and there has been a slew of others out there that apparently have had amazing things happen to them when they've randonauted, or randonauted, or whatever you want to call it. But again, I didn't have anything like that happen, so again, look for part 2 to come in the probably a fall era. I'm going to give it a couple months of us searching and looking and digging to see if we find anything exciting through the Randonautica app. But keep an eye out for that, guys. And again, thank you all for tuning in and getting to the end of the video. I very much appreciate that, and I love you all for doing that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. I really need the likes and the views, so I would really appreciate anything you guys can do on your side. Don't forget to leave a comment. Did you like it? Did you try Randonautica yourself? Maybe you found something exciting. I would love to hear about it. You can also hit us up at the email above with other ideas of episodes if you want to suggest any. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, so don't forget to check us out there too, everybody. But I appreciate you all for tuning in. I know I learned something new, and I hope you all did too. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you all next time.